Welcome back to another edition of the Bush League Huddle Fantasy Football Podcast. We are back. Man, it feels like it's been a really long time since we've done this, and it's only been a couple weeks. But man, it feels good to be definitely feels good to be back. And what a season it was! Congratulations to all of those who won a championship, and my condolences to Raj, who now lost his third in a row in the Bush League.
Second in a row.
Or
Fourth in 6 years.
Wow, yeah,
It's not a good
6 years,
statistic.
and still will not have his name engraved on our new trophy. Sorry, Raj. But yes, I'm joined always by my beautiful co-hosts Raj and Fab, and I also want to take a minute to thank each and every one of you for following and listening to us week in and week out, while also providing us feedback and praise for our help. It is very much appreciated. So yeah, give yourselves a nice little hand there. Thank you very much, guys.
Appreciate the support, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, it was awesome year. And if you continue to enjoy our content and benefit from our advice, please like, share, subscribe, and follow us on all the social media platforms. We will continue to post throughout the duration of the playoffs leading up to the Super Bowl. So the fantasy season might be over, but the show must go on. We will be providing our expert picks against the spread, as well as some prop bets to make all the games a little bit more interesting. And there are some juicy matchups on wildcard weekends. So without further ado, let's dive right into those matchups. So the first matchup of the weekend is going to be the Los Angeles Chargers at the Houston Texans. Chargers are currently favored by 3 points on the road. Total is set at 42.5. Fab, who do you like in this one?
I like the Chargers. I like the Chargers quite a bit, actually. I don't really think this game is going to get over the 42.5 points since they both have pretty competitive defenses, but the Chargers have that head coach and QB combo that a lot of teams will love to have, and Herbert has been playing really great as of late. And with JK Dobbins back, the former or current league winner, I can't really tell anymore, with him back on the field, I think it gives him really that extra boost, right? So also seems like things have been really clicking and players are surging for the Chargers at the right time, where I think it's the opposite right now. It's happening for Houston. So give me the Chargers -3 on this one.
Nice. What about you, Raj? Any prop bets that you want to add to that?
I think Nico Collins anytime TD is always a good one. He's just that red zone threat, and quite frankly, like it's CJ Stroud's favorite target right now. That's paying +150, and Lab McConkey for 7+ receptions at +190 is also very interesting. He's been getting very close to that a few games, and the last few games I think he hit 8. So I don't know. I have a good feeling about that too.
That one's worth it. Like I feel he's been getting like 5 to 6, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Seven seems close. High, but very good value at almost 3 to 1.
Exactly.
So yeah,
I like it.
I like it.
Raj, who do you like?
Yeah, I like the Chargers too. Key stat: Chargers are 5-1 as road favorites this season. So I think that's like really telling. I feel like John Harbaugh. There's a clear difference between the John Harbaugh led Chargers versus the Brandon Staley led Chargers. We see a lot of the close wins that Harbaugh has led the team this year. 100%. Like there's a thing called Chargers are going to Charger, and last year they lost so many of those close games, which they're not losing now. And if I think of kind of the struggles that the Texans have, obviously there's the offensive line struggles. CJ Stroud has not been in peak form compared to last year, and the run game has been inefficient with Joe Mixon. For me, that leads me very hard to trust the Texans, so I got to go with the Chargers here and with the -3. In terms of prop bets, Will Dissly for receptions pays +135. I think that's a sneaky, interesting one. The Texans have been a little bit susceptible against tight ends over the last 2 weeks. I think they're 8th in fantasy points. Oh, I know we're not talking about fantasy points, but I still use that as a barometer for this.
Yeah.
And my boy J.K. Dobbins anytime TD +120 on that front.
I saw Fab making a little face when you mentioned Will Dissly.
I can't trust Will Dissly anymore.
He's not going to ever trust him ever again.
I can't trust him anymore
After that goose egg.
I like the payout on that. 4 receptions is not crazy, but
he got 5 last game too.
Yeah, well, that's it, right? I mean, but if I were to make that bet, he's probably going to get 2 receptions. So I'm just going to stay away from that and let everybody else win that payout.
Yeah. So we're all on the Chargers. Yeah, give me the Chargers -3 as well. Texans have not been great down the stretch. They just lost in convincing fashion to the Chiefs and the Ravens, while also losing to the Titans a few weeks back, who we all know have the worst record in the league and first overall pick. Chargers are also on a 3-game winning streak, and if not for a last-second field goal that was almost missed by the kicker, would have knocked off the Chiefs at Arrowhead. So, a lot of people I feel are underestimating what the Chargers can do in the playoffs, and I think they win and easily cover for sure the 3 points.
They're peaking at the right time, which
Yeah, they are.
again is very rare to say for a Chargers team.
Yeah, everything seems to be clicking. And look, like you mentioned it though, that comes down to coaching. End of the year comes
100%.
down to coaching, and they put the right coach in place. They paid him, and look, it's paying dividends right now. And as far as my prop bets for that, I have Lad McConkey anytime TD, which is paying plus 130, and I've got Justin Herbert for 250 plus passing yards, paying plus 160, which I think should hit. So I think you're getting pretty good odds on that one.
Those are fair bets.
Next game of the week is going to be on Saturday night. It's going to be Steelers at Ravens. Ravens currently favored by -9.5. It was briefly at 10 as well. Keeps going, kind of keeps shifting. Total is set at 43.5, and they did split the season series 1-1. So now comes the third game. Fab, who do you like in this contest?
The Ravens with the spread. It's a big spread. I'm aware of that, but the Steelers have lost 4 straight. Pickens couldn't do anything versus the worst D in the league last week, and the Bengals really game planned against them. Harbaugh recently put Kyle Hamilton in free safety, and since about week 11, it's greatly reduced the yards per play, from 5.7 down to 4.4. Ravens are going to take Pickens out of the game, and I think reduce any sort of output that the Steelers can have, like when he was injured. 10 points actually feels kind of right, and I like the Ravens with the points here.
Interesting. What are your prop bets for this one?
Mark Andrews anytime TD, plus 150. I think after week 6, he's had like 11 touchdowns, and he went back to being Lamar Jackson's
Mark Andrews.
favorite. He
Top
went back
5
to
tight end.
being Lamar Jackson's favorite target. And going with my George Pickens having a rough game output, I have George Pickens under 52.5 receiving yards, paying -110. I feel like that's going to happen. I feel like if they remove Pickens, which they're probably going to try to do, especially with Kyle Hamilton there at free safety, it's going to really limit Russell Wilson and this Steelers offense as a whole.
Yeah, that game was tough to watch against the Bengals. You had like 4 drops in that game and like catchable balls.
Like I know, like all he needs is one reception to break the 52.5 yard thing, but I just feel like it's going to be a tough sledding for him.
So to me, that's like the main key for me. If the Steelers are going to win, they need to run the ball, because I think teams are smart enough to realize now that you can beat Russell Wilson by playing zone defense.
Yeah.
Why would you play tight man-to-man defense, especially with George Pickens, and allow Russell Wilson to throw over the top? So for me, like I'll get into it now, I guess, but for me, it's Ravens money line. I would still avoid the 9.5 point spread, because when it's Steelers Ravens, put the records away. Nacc, you know this as well as anyone. You put the records away. These two teams, they play each other tough no matter what. But I just have zero confidence right now in Russell Wilson. That game was really, really, really bad. Maybe just one key stat. So the Steelers are 8-1 as 4+ point underdogs versus the Ravens. So again, really, really hard to take that wide 9.5 point spread. In terms of my prop bet, Mark Andrews, you could go either first or you go either last TD, pays plus 600. He's had the first offensive TD or last offensive TD in 3 of the last 4 games.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
That's a really cool. That's a really cool 7-1, guys. That's really.
I would take that.
That's a nice. That's a nice bet.
Sure.
I may. Yeah, I may.
Would you do first or last, Raj?
No. That's the prop. I think is first or last, right?
It's either one. Either one. If it's first, it's plus 600. If it's last, it's plus 600.
Yeah, it's either or.
In those 4, in 2 out of those games, he was the first TD, and in one of those games, he was the last TD. And Zay Flowers, I believe, is out, which is why
Yeah.
the line keeps fluctuating, I believe.
Is he confirmed? I know he hasn't practiced.
I
I
thought
know
it's
Tuesday.
official. Or
Oh
maybe
yeah. Well, that'd be good news for me.
He's questionable.
out.
But
I see missed. Oh no, it's not. It's not clear. No, it's not 100%.
Yeah, I think he's just missed
Yeah.
practice. I don't think. Yeah, I didn't see any declaring out. But
Our opinion doesn't matter about this game. What matters is what Nacc thinks.
yeah, exactly. So listen to me. Yeah, I'm gonna go the other way. I'm gonna go Steelers plus 9.5. I think 9.5 is madness for a Steelers Ravens game. Even crazier that it's a playoff game. I do not expect the Steelers to win, but in their last 10 games, nine of those games have been decided by one score or less. The last meeting beating the exception, and Pitt has won 8 of those last 10 games as well. And Pittsburgh was also without Joy Porter Jr., Pickens, Elliott, and Ogunjobi in their last meeting. So kind of key players were out. Key run stopper, key guy on the Elliott as a safety. So they'll all be playing on Sunday. Ravens win, but the Steelers will cover. And one little tidbit here I found: the last time the Ravens lost as a double-digit home favorite in the playoffs was versus the Titans in 2020, where Arthur Smith was the Titans head coach. So I found that to be a little bit interesting. As far as my prop bets, I like Derrick Henry anytime touchdown minus 200, and Jalen Warren 50 rushing and receiving yards minus 165. So I think those are pretty good chance that both of those hit.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with the Derrick Henry anytime TD
Yeah.
bet.
Yeah, and it's priced pretty fair.
Yeah.
If you parlay that up,
Exactly.
it'll be a little bit nicer. But yeah, Steelers cover, but I think the Ravens will definitely win this one. Next game, first game on Sunday, 1 o'clock. Broncos at Bills. The line is now 8.5, minus 8.5 for the Bills. I think it was as high as 9.5 at one point. Total is at 47.5. Fab, who do you like in this one?
Call me crazy, but I like the Bills here with the points as well. I know the Broncos lead the league in sacks, and I'm sure we're going to get into that later on. But Josh Allen was only sacked 14 times this year, which is not that much. And it's like he's different. You know what I mean? So I don't know how much of that factor plays into it, quite frankly. I do expect this to be a high-scoring game, and Josh Allen, I think, is going to go nuclear. But unfortunately, Bo Nix, I don't think he'll be able to keep up. I like the over here as well. I'm definitely taking the Bills with the points over here. I like this a lot. My 2 prop bets, I have Bo Nix throwing 2 INTs. That's plus
2.
Yeah, you know why? I figure he's going to get one during the game and then like one towards the end where he's just like chucking it up for a Hail Mary. So that's boom 2 right there. James Cush rushing and receiving 75 yards. James Cook, excuse me. I'm dyslexic today.
And he's back, ladies and gentlemen.
This was a nice vacation. James Cush, James Cook, rushing and receiving 75 yards, paying plus 100. I think he's going to get involved in this game quite a bit. So
that's a cute one, 2-1. Cute one.
Yeah, I like that.
Get your head out of the game, James Cush.
James Cush.
James Cush.
Wow, that's good. Raj, what about you?
Yeah, you could probably even do like James Cook anytime TD2. He's been on absolute fire this year.
Yeah,
especially the second half.
Especially the second half. Interesting enough, Bo Nix against the spread is 12-5 rookie season. So that's gonna lead me to taking the Bills to obviously win, but the Broncos to cover. I think the key matchups will be how will the Broncos obviously contain Josh Allen scrambling. They blitz a lot. It's a really good defense. Surtain, I think, will have a big impact. And then Bo Nix, rookie versus Sean McDermott. I think that'll be an interesting one as well. But the problem I see for the Broncos is they're just not balanced enough. Right, I think we saw all year, like from a fantasy perspective, the running backs were just ineffective. And I think for rookie QB, that's going to be very necessary to keep them balanced and to help Bo Nix in those tough third down situations. So I think the Broncos keep it close. I think they'll backdoor cover at the end, maybe opposite to what Fab is saying with Nix. My prop bets, Josh Allen, first TD pays plus 500. So I'm really hammering the first TDs. He's had a first TD in 3 of the last full 4 games. I didn't have a chance to look at the entire game log, but I guarantee there's way more than 3 games where Josh Allen had the first rushing TD. So
that's a great call. That's a fantastic call. I love that.
That's a nice one too.
And Cortland Sutton anytime TD plus 160. He's been I think 9 TDs this year. I think he's had a TD in at least 3 of the last 5 games, if I'm not mistaken. Has really come on a nice run at the end of the year.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I like that Josh Allen one is nice and juicy. You couple that one with the Mark Andrews, and you're in business, baby.
I might just do those two, honestly.
Yeah, you parlay those two, and you're in business for real. For me, I did have Denver at first, but then when I did a little bit of research, I switched my bet. I think I do like the Bills more at minus 8.5. Like I said, at first glance, I looked at taking the points, but however, looking back at the season, the Broncos put up 30 plus points versus the Cardinals, the Raiders twice. The second game was 29 points, but I gave them 30. The Saints, Falcons, Browns, and Colts, all teams who are out of the playoffs. When counting, without counting Week 18, where they beat KC's second stringers, they averaged 14.6 points versus the Steelers, Chiefs, Ravens, and Chargers twice, who are all in the playoffs. So, conclusion, they don't beat good teams. Josh Allen is capable of dropping 40 on any given Sunday. I think the Bills roll and win by 2 touchdowns.
That's a great stat. I didn't know about that.
Really. Yeah, when I really dug in a little bit, dug in a little deeper, I was just like, wow, okay. So they don't beat good teams and they don't put up points versus good teams. So I don't know, rookie on the road. I think
reminds you of another team in the AFC. No, who are they called? Dolphins? No. Who said that?
There's a shot. As far as my prop bets, I had also Josh Allen, but I had anytime touchdown minus 138, and Cortland Sutton 70 plus receiving yards at plus 130, which I think could happen. They'll be playing from behind a lot, but I'm looking at like a score of like something like somewhere along the lines of 34-16 or something crazy. Next game of the week is going to be Packers at Eagles. Current line is minus 4.5. It was as high as 5.5. Total is 45.5. And season head-to-head, the Eagles won the first matchup 34-29. Who do you like in this one, Fab?
Last year, Love did it to the Cowboys, and this year is going to do it to the Eagles. I think the Packers win this game outright. Hurts might be rusty coming out of the concussion protocol, assuming he plays. I don't think that's been confirmed yet. I mean, I highly doubt he doesn't, but that hasn't been confirmed.
Yeah, he practiced. He practiced on a limited basis today, apparently.
Yeah, but practicing doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be out of concussion protocol, right? Yeah. So all the same, though, I mean, let's just go with the assumption he's going to play. And I like all-pro safety Xavier McKinney to make the passing game very tough on whoever the Eagles QB is, right?
Man, he's good.
He's been playing lights out this year. Honestly, it hurt me more him leaving than it did Saquon Barkley, just because he's been fantastic. Yeah. But good for him. Listen, I hope he has a very good career. So I like he's never going to play for us again. I like the Packers here to win outright. My prop bets are Tucker Kraft anytime TD plus 240. Whenever you think he's not going to score a touchdown, he always does. With Christian Watson out over here, he has been Jordan Love's one of his favorite targets, so I like that a lot. And Jalen Hurts under 220.5 passing yards, paying minus 110.
Man, I went back and forth on this. I think this is I don't know about you guys. This is the toughest.
This is the toughest one of the week.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Matt LaFleur is 2-0 as a wild card underdog, and overall he's 25-14 against the spread in rematch losses.
Wow! So where did you get that stat?
Yeah, what the hell?
That's a nice stat.
I will source it later in
Rogers
AP.
Gatekeeping his sources, even from people on the pod.
Wait. Hold on.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's fine. The rest of us are working a little bit harder. That's okay. It's all right. I got to pull stuff out of
It's in my WhatsApp, but obviously I have a timer on my WhatsApp, so I can't check it anymore. As per the
didn't realize Marco made a special appearance on the pod. Thanks.
Anyways, what it means is
he has a timer now.
Yeah, I
Marco has a
started New Year's
15-minute timer that he
resolution.
follows religiously. At least Roger knows how to turn it off every
Yeah,
now and
New,
then.
New
But
Year's resolution, just be a bit more present in the moment.
Nice.
Speak of being in the moment, Matt LaFleur, one of the best coaches in the league, as we know. What leads me to saying the Eagles will cover and picking the Eagles is just the Jordan Love injury, the Christian Watson injury, the Eagles secondary. I think the Watson injury, without having a wide receiver that can be relied upon for the Packers, puts me a bit in terms of a worrisome state. And yeah, like I think Jordan Love has been very good, but I see with that secondary he could turn the ball over. He's susceptible to turning the ball over, and I just don't know if they're going to win the turnover battles. So I'm going to say Eagles to cover, but again, this one can go either way. For prop bet, Josh Jacobs anytime touchdown plus 100. Not as risky or not as high reward as the other ones, but he's been a touchdown machine this
Yeah,
year.
it's I think it's
yeah,
solid. I think it's
second half
pretty
of the
solid.
season has been went nuclear.
Yeah, he did. I also kind of went back and forth on this. It was tough. I do have the Packers plus 4.5. Seeing that stat above makes me a little bit more comfortable with it as well. But will Hurts be okay after missing 2 games with a concussion? Still not cleared. This is now going into 2.5 weeks. It's super rare, so it's got to be pretty
Yeah,
bad if it's not cleared um, at this time. And then also, yeah, Jordan Love's throwing elbow. Will that linger? I mean, if both QBs were healthy, I think I would have taken the Eagles to win by like a TD. But with the uncertainty with both pass catchers, I think I'll take the points. I'll take the chances with the points. I'd rather have those in the bank. If they win 24-20, like you're a winner there.
Guys, there's been a lot of people who are saying Tanner McKee has been really good,
He
and
he
like
he
there's
he looked really good. He looked better than Pickett did.
some
yes.
Eagles fans are saying he throws with more anticipation than Hurts.
Dude, he looked. I was shocked at
Yeah,
that. I had the Giants last week. The Giants screwed me in a parlay because I'm like, I think the Giants could take it. And bro, that kid just lit them
yeah.
up. Like 280 passing yards or something, 3 touchdowns. Like I was like, who is this kid?
They're saying he's legit. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
third. He was third on the depth chart all year. Like he wasn't even getting. He was doing this, running the scouts team. Like,
yeah.
how did this guy come in and just demolish? Anyways, as far as my prop bets for the game, I have Saquon Barkley, 125 yards rushing and receiving at plus 135, and I have Romeo Dobbs to catch 4+ receptions at minus 155. Obviously, without Watson, I think he becomes the number one guy there that they're gonna look to on the outside. So. And then, personally, the juiciest matchup of the week is going to be the Commanders at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bucks currently favored by 3. Total is a whopping 50.5. And the Bucks won the matchup this season 37-20. Fab, who do you like in this one?
Yeah, I can't wait for this game either. I like the Bucks with the points here. Like you said, Nacc, is a rematch of Week 1 when Baker dropped 37 on the Commanders. I think Baker is gonna bake or cook or whatever. I think that's just going to continue to go. This is also an Evans versus Lattimore rematch. So McMillan, how are you? I think this might be a big game for him since who knows if Evans is even going to get ejected. This game should be high flying, super exciting, and very well deserving of a Sunday night playoff game. So I'm super excited for this one. So yeah, I have the Bucks, and my 2 prop bets are, like I mentioned, Jalen McMillan anytime TD paying plus 150, and Jaden Daniels 60 rushing yards paying plus 190. I think those are I'm very comfortable those 2 are going to hit this week.
It's cute. It's
Yeah.
definitely cute. Raj, what say you?
Bucks -3, and agree with Fab. I expect an absolute shootout in this game. Both teams are very good in third down conversion. Tampa's was first in the league this year. Washington was 6, but both are equally bad. I believe bottom 6 in the league in third down defense. So I think it's going to be a high flying affair. Another key stat, and I got those stats from the Action Network, so you guys could do your homework next week. Rookies are 0-7 in their last 7 road playoff games, and 5-14 straight up since 1990. So you could use that stat either for Jaden Daniels or obviously for Bo Nix as well. And Todd Bowles is 10-5 all time against rookie QBs. We know how good he is with his pressure schemes. Jaden Daniels has been absolutely awesome this year, but again, Todd Bowles in a one game situation with that pressure defense and the fact that Tampa Bay won the week 1 matchup 37-20 at home. I like the Bucks -3 in this game.
Yeah, I think we're all. Well, wait. Do you have any
Sorry, my
prop
prop
bets?
bets. Yeah, quickly. Baker Mayfield 2+ TDs pays a plus 130. And I'm going to take the over here, over 50 points at -110.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I think we're all on the Bucks here. I've got Bucks -3. Potential, like I said, quietly to be the best game of the week. Baker has definitely been cooking after a late stumble. Won the division for a second year in a row. He has the most passing TDs in the past 2 seasons and has had that dog in him. Daniels has put up a fight. Well, he will put up a fight, excuse me, and has a bright future. But I'm going to side with the veteran QB at home to move on and cover the spread here. Prop bets I like Bucky Irving anytime touchdown -138 and Baker Mayfield 200 plus passing yards at plus
It's
115.
it's a battle tested team. Like we take them for
Yeah.
granted, but like there's still some guys there from that Super Bowl run with Brady. Like it's a good organization, a good team.
Yeah, and honestly, I just look, the Commanders are there, like they have a team, but they're just not there yet. I feel like
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels is the man.
Agreed.
Great,
Yeah.
great
Don't disagree.
QB, future superstar in my opinion. But again, it comes down to the rookie QB aspect, and he's just not there yet in big moments, and especially on the road. Would have had more of a chance maybe at home, but on the road, I think it's a bad spot
And
for him.
Baker has been in there in big moments all season, and I think that's going to be the big difference too. Yeah.
Yeah, look, he needed to turn around to win the division. I mean, I know
Yeah.
Atlanta collapsed a bit, but for a second there, Atlanta controlled their own destiny,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then got shellacked at home against the Panthers. It was the first time he had over three touchdowns. Bryce Young, 5 TDs, insane man. He looks like honestly, I'm really happy to see he
I'm
turned
so
it
happy.
around.
I'm
Like
so
Same.
very
happy.
happy
Yeah.
for him,
Same. Yeah.
especially after the benching. Like
Agreed.
kudos on him, and he
Well,
took it on
kudos
the
on
chin.
Canales for benching him, man, because that took some big
Yeah, that
cojones
too,
to do
man.
that. And like, man, like he
Canales is
knows
a
what
good
he's doing.
coach. I
Yeah.
think Canales is going to be a good coach, and I think it all worked out well, and hopefully it rides into next season. And now for the last game of the week, the Vikings at the LA Rams. Vikings are currently 1 point favorites, and the total is at 47.5. And actually, you got to watch out with all those wildfires going out there in LA. This has the potential to be moved to
Yeah.
Glendale, Arizona,
Oh wow.
if it
Yeah.
cannot be played, if it's not safe to be played in LA. I'm not sure how long they have to switch the venue, but the NFL did announce it today that if it's too bad and it's not safe
Oh
and
damn.
whatnot,
Yeah, it's horrible.
they're going to move the game to Arizona. So
Yeah. That's a very
prayers
good
up
point.
for everyone in LA. It looks really bad out there. Like there's not even water coming out of the hydrants. It's crazy how there's no water in LA.
It's
It's
horrible.
devastating what's happening. Um, Fab, who do you like in this game?
The Rams. So the Rams are actually able to rest a lot of their key players, and the Vikings are coming off a pretty tough loss versus Detroit. Rams D line are going to make Darnold see ghosts again, I think, and make life very tough for him, and very tough for the Vikings QB. Brian Flores is probably going to dial up some pressure for Stafford, but I think he'll be able to ultimately make enough plays to pull off the quote unquote upset. And I think the Rams are gonna win over here. But this was a hard one to call, to be honest with you. It was a very, very close, very tough. My prop bets are Cooper Cup anytime TD paying plus 150. I know he's been a little bit down in the dumps as of late, but I just feel like this is gonna be a good game for him to turn it around. And Aaron Jones 70 plus rushing yards paying 165. Aaron Jones all season has been very effective on the ground game, so I'm liking those two quite a bit.
Nice. Raj, what about you?
I don't know how you don't take the Rams here in with this spread. Like it's crazy. For me, it's an outright win as well. Remember they played each other week 8. That was the first game. Puka Nacua came back, and I felt like Stafford, Puka, and Cup dominated, and they were amazing against the blitz and quick passes. To your point, Fab and McVay, KOC. They work together. McVay knows KOC's scheme very well because of their time together. I believe KOC was the OC with the Rams. And I think the Darnold game last week, I don't want to say it was a blueprint, but it was very alarming and concerning. And I know the Rams don't necessarily blitz a lot, but Jared Verse, and Brandon Fisk have been amazing
Phenomenal.
as phenomenal, the better word, Nacc.
Yeah.
And they've actually they have the third most QB hurries this year, despite being a below average blitzing team. So for me, Rams, they have a balanced attack. Their defense has been getting better and better. They've gotten some secondary folks back, and the offensive line is much better as well. So taking the Rams straight up, and I think this will be a really interesting discussion depending on how Sam Darnold plays.
You've done that a few times this
Done that
year.
many times. Depending on how Sam Darnold plays in terms of his impending free agency. Prop bet Puka Nacua 125 yards rushing and receiving plus 290.
They've been rushing him a lot. He's had like 4 or 5 rushes a game.
Yeah,
that's
why
an interesting one. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, it looks like we're all on the Rams on this one. This spread is just too like +1. Like this is nuts. I mean, like we said, the Rams sat their starters knowing that they would have to play the Lions or the Vikings on wildcard weekend, and Sean McVay didn't even blink. The Vikings just took a beating at the hands of the Lions, who shut down Justin Jefferson and Addison playing man coverage. Rams D is no joke, and they play the 9th most man coverage in the league. They won't go down quietly, but I think the clock has struck midnight on Sam Darnold's phenomenal season. The Rams win straight up, and I think this is the game where maybe Minnesota rethinks signing him, which would be a mistake in my opinion, just because McCarthy's didn't have even a rookie year behind a quarterback. He was not even like there, not practicing, not anything. So I think, and he always needed time, right? I feel like he wasn't ready for the NFL personally. That's what my thought was. So I don't know. I just think his number, regardless, comes down. The number that he was slated to make comes down. I understand they won 14 games, which is insane, and I can't believe you have to go on the road in a wild card weekend winning 14 games. That's brutal. But I think if he loses this one, it's going to be tough news for Sam Darnold. As far as my prop bets, I have Kyren Williams anytime touchdown -150 and Sam Darnold 1+ INT at -115.
Those are very good.
Yeah, I liked those ones a lot. Sam Darnold. I could have even put Matt Stafford one touchdown. I'll put a bonus one plus INT. Excuse me. He's always usually good for an INT, especially in a big game. So I wouldn't hesitate to put both of them to.
These are good
throw in.
value props where like you don't have to stack too many of them together to make some money. I feel like we give some people some good value here.
Yeah, keep us honest. Let us know what you think about them. Let us know. Drop us a comment. But that will do it for us. Thanks once again for listening. Please follow us on all social media platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. You can also listen to us on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon. There will be lots of content, and you won't want to miss it. So I'm Nacc, that's Raj, and Fab. See you next time. Cue the music.
What a weekend.
What a weekend.
This is one of my favorite weekends, man. Like, jam-packed football.
This weekend and next weekend is going to be a lot of fun. Plus, there's even college football too.
Really nice too.
Yeah, tomorrow is Notre Dame and Penn State. We are. And then we've got Ohio State and who are they playing?
Texas.
Yes. Where's Oregon? Oh, wait.
What a letdown.
That was embarrassing. And I was watching it with a duck, and he wasn't too happy.
No.
Love you, everybody.
Take care, guys.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.